Hi, I am the Almighty Lion, and these are my weird stories. About 3 years ago, I went out of town. Went to go stay at a place in Arizona for a week. Where I was staying at, they had provided for me a place to sleep, and I was very grateful. Luckily for me, I drove down there with my car, not thinking that it would make a difference. As I drove around the city, trying to get to know Arizona a little bit better, I saw a man on a corner who didn't look like a man. I pulled up to him and I asked, "Are you human?" He looked at me and said, "Well, of course I am, dumbass. What do you think?" So I drove away. It was very mean. That night, when I came back, I had brought something for us to eat. My friend's daughter, she was saying that at nighttime she could hear scratches and claw marks coming from outside their door. I asked her, "What kind of animal do you think would be clawing at your door at night?" And she responded, "I don't know. The people who live here who are Indians said that it's skinwalkers, or that they're aliens, that they're dogs." Her little sister said, "The lady upstairs knows what it is." And I asked, "Well, what is it?" She said, "The lady upstairs has to tell you, because if I tell you, it can come in the house." And I said, "Well, why? How can it come into the house if everything is locked?" She said, "Because it doesn't need entrance when there's someone brand new in the house." I looked at my friend. He just looked at me and said, "Children's stories. They're bored all day being locked up in the house. What do you want them to do?" Later that night, I fell asleep. Didn't think nothing of the story. I was actually having a really great dream. And boom! I opened up my freaking eyes and I jumped up. My heart was pounding out my chest. I went to go see what was at the door, and I heard something that sounded like a cat meowing, but like a deep meow. Nasty. Then it stopped. Then this putrid smell of rotting flesh snuck under the door and just literally made that entire space unbearable. My friend who had woken up from that, who was as startled as I was, stopped me from opening the door. Don't open that door." "Why?" "If you open it, it will come in." "But didn't your daughter say that it could get in anyways because I'm a newcomer?" "That's only if you were coming to live here," he tells me. "You're just visiting. If you open that door, it will stay here permanently." So I left it closed. But I could hear it scratching, meowing, or hissing. Whatever it was doing, it definitely had the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. Goosebumps all over my body. The next morning, I went outside. When I looked at the door, there were scratches. But what was even more scarier, it had my name scratched in the door. So I left. I haven't been back to my friend's house since. The last time I texted him was a year ago, and he told me that they had to move because it was getting worse. He told me he'd never invite me ever over again. Not until they left Arizona. If they ever leave Arizona. Like and subscribe for more.